Is public opinion turning on Ukraine? Stand by for numbers that clearly seem to suggest yes. Has the Russian invasion of Ukraine made America's national security situation better or worse? 14% of U.S. likely voters say better, but half of all voters, 50%, say worse. 28% say it hasn't made much difference. These numbers are significantly worse than from just September, 6 months ago, when only 42% say it has made our national security situation worse, and 38% still said it hasn't made much difference. Here are the party numbers. 65% of Republicans and 51% of independents say our security situation has been made worse by the invasion, but only 36% of Democrats agree. From 6 months ago, the worse response is 10 points higher for both Republicans and independents, but it's only 5 points higher for Democrats. Democrats are also almost singly driving the better signal, more than 4-1 over Republicans and independents. Those numbers have changed quite a bit over time, but what hasn't? The way voters rate Biden's handling of national security issues. This is one of his better issues, but it still couldn't be said to be great, with a 44% poor rating and only 42% combined excellent and good. Again, here are party numbers, and Democrats are obviously big on his performance here. But look at how bad the independent results are. With them, he gets a 47% poor and only a 33% combined excellent and good. Which would be better for American interests? Ukraine keeps fighting until the Russian invasion is completely defeated, or Ukraine negotiates for peace with Russia? 45% of voters, a plurality, want the fighting to continue, while slightly fewer, 41%, say Ukraine should sue for peace. Those numbers are incredible, however, since Americans, by more than a 3-1 margin, say that the Ukraine invasion has made America's national security situation worse. How has this sentiment changed? Here's a question set from last July. In negotiating for an end to the war in Ukraine, should President Zelensky be willing to give up Ukrainian territory to Russia? Or should Ukraine keep fighting until Russia completely ends its invasion? At the time, 19% of voters said Zelensky should give up territory, but over 3 times more, 63%, said Ukraine should keep fighting until Russia completely ends its invasion. So back to today's numbers. If that incredible change in just 8 months isn't a sign that voters are growing weary of this conflict, I don't know what is. Who in our results is the most bellicose? Let me go over them in increasing bloodthirstiness. Men over women by 10%, with 50% of men saying Ukraine should keep fighting until Russia is completely defeated. Democrats at 52%, while Republicans are least in favor of continued fighting at 40%. Liberals at 55%, while conservatives are only at 38%. And finally, here are the numbers by Biden approval. 72% of Biden's strongest supporters want the fighting in Ukraine to continue until Russia is completely defeated, and only 19% of them want Ukraine to come to the negotiating table. But among those who strongly disapprove of Biden, 56% want peace, and only 28% want continued fighting. That 28%, by the way, is the lowest number anywhere in the crosstabs, except for those who rate Biden poor on national security. If you like this video, please consider becoming a paid reader subscriber to RasmussenReports.com, where you'll have access to all of our historical polling, including this recent one about Ukraine. More Americans now say that the U.S. is doing too much to help Ukraine fight the Russian invasion than say not enough. Follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and thanks for watching.